Let me introduce myself. I'm Rick Harrison. From 1952 to just after the riots in 1967, I lived in a small home in Oak Park, Michigan, which is located in a traditional neighborhood design, or TND. You could smell the smoke from the fires that destroyed the city. Other major cities have recovered from their own 1967 riots, but Detroit continued to spread blight. There has been some improvement, but only isolated to a small core of downtown. After the riots, we moved far out to the rural areas, which today are considered second-ring suburbs. At the age of 15, I began working for Don C. Geek & Associates, the region's leading land planning firm. This is a project located at the northeast corner of Cass Lake. I was 16 years old when I designed it. The colored rendering looked great. However, it's a truly awful design. This example is Adams Woods, a development that won House and Home magazine's Residential Project of the Year. I was 17 when I designed it. Even today, it would be considered the pinnacle of land planning design, providing a better place to dwell than anywhere within Detroit's borders. Today, I'm known as the leading innovator in land development software technologies, as well as for inventing new methods to design future growth. For Detroit to recover, it cannot rely solely on handouts from foundations or from the taxpayers, but instead a market-proven approach that would attract families back into its borders. This is possible because of large vacant areas of land available for redevelopment, which can be a model for future growth. Detroit can be a leader, not just for the auto industry, but also the housing industry. For the past 6 years, I have worked with Jamel Ford of Mobilized Design and Architecture on a replicable new redevelopment model. A model that will provide market-driven solutions to make living within Detroit a higher standard for families who would otherwise choose the suburbs. A site plan looks a whole lot different on the ground than from above. For this reason, we need to discuss the living experience from eye level or human scale. This is made possible because of the technology and training systems we developed for future designers of the world's growth. Detroit's affluent suburban neighborhoods are much different than those that are more affordable. Detroit's past was built on the auto industry, but the blight was also accelerated because of it. Allow me to explain. In lower income neighborhoods, streets parked up with unsightly older vehicles become a visual blemish, overpowering landscaping and architecture, giving an initial impression the area is an undesirable place to live. Urban design, with its straight streets and very small front yard setbacks, makes this situation far worse. If a resident has multiple vehicles and limited garage space, the worst, not the best vehicle is left in the streets. To eliminate this major problem, we must provide housing with more protected storage and design the neighborhood in a manner that shows more porch and less Porsche. The grid pattern, which Detroit is based upon, is thought to provide more walking connectivity, but does it? I happen to live in a grid neighborhood in Minneapolis. There are 2 restaurants within walking distance. However, because I have to walk a zigzag pattern to them, the distance increases to the point that warrants a drive over a stroll. To eliminate this problem, we designed the main trails first. This requires that our model development be large enough scale to demonstrate that we need not build streets to create walkable neighborhoods.
Say how it's just really nice. You know, you see the moons, you see the stars, you're able to just kind of walk around, and it's a safe neighborhood. Like I said, it's like if you go to a regular park and you want to walk around a park, the neighborhood, the street, the way it is, it's designed just like that. You just walk. You're going to walk one way, you're going to walk that way, you're going to walk all the way back around, you're going to end up right back at your house.
Federal mandates force the automobile industry to be ever more efficient. Yet the street pattern in which we drive in both urban and suburban settings are a major cause of excessive consumption, not just in energy, but our commuting time. We develop design methods for new neighborhoods that are not only safer and more attractive, but also significantly reduce time, vehicular wear, and energy while transitioning the neighborhood. This model development will demonstrate how cities can redevelop more efficiently. Detroit does not have the population base to support its excessive infrastructure, which will forever break its financial back. Our model abandons aging, excessive local streets, replacing paved spaces with landscape greenways. We have demonstrated an average reduction of infrastructure on almost 1,000 neighborhoods we have designed in 47 states and 18 countries of 25% compared to conventional suburban patterns. We estimate that at least a 50% reduction of existing infrastructure using our redevelopment model will benefit Detroit. The monotony associated with both urban and suburban development is replaced with homes at individual settings, banishing the cookie cutter while increasing space along the streetscape and view opportunities within every home.
One thing that caught my wife and my attention was the spacing. I think the actual spacing in between the houses. I think at this particular day and age, I think too oftentimes they're building houses too close together, almost to a zero line. Not that extreme, but that was really something, just the spacing.
Every home will be designed to achieve a panoramic view of open green space, not paved streets and parked cars. This attention to detail, while new to land development, is made possible by merging land planning and architecture. Why not look at a park-like setting out of every home, not just those along a park which most must walk 5 or 10 minutes to benefit from? This higher level of design demands that those responsible to design the cities in which we dwell abandon the mindless replication we have become used to with computer-aided design, and instead harness technology to build better neighborhoods, not to knock out a site plan in mere minutes, which has been the case far too long. Isn't it time we get as excited about the neighborhoods in which we dwell as we get on that latest smartphone release? Your pledge on this Kickstarter campaign will be instrumental in reversing blight in Detroit and set the seed to provide a higher standard of living for people of all incomes worldwide.